and want to talk to you about what you got going on. Obviously, killer guitars from your company. So if you care to kind of run us down everything here, what you got?
Well, we got the Warhammers we're using on this guy. So as far as the guitars go, what they're made out of, everything like that, they're all made out of plastic and balsa wood. So I mean, actually cardboard. That's what I use. So no, but you know, they're just your tried and true. I guess, you know, mahogany, maple, ebony. You know, that always works. I used on all my Les Pauls and everything like that. So but yeah, actually this fiddle here, it was actually one of my one of the gangrene Vertigo guys. So I had Chewy painted that, and he painted Dime stuff when Dime went over to Washburn.
Oh wow!
So like all Dime's bolts and everything like that. So Chewy was the one that painted all his. So I, you know, ended up having because Chewy was gonna. So my buddy Dan Lawrence, who does, what'll usually happen is Dan will end up painting the original. Like Dan did this one and this guy over here. So what Dan will do and the original guy. So. Like I'll give it to you to paint the original thing, and then we'll you know, once we get the proto, then we'll mass, you know, make them. So I mean, but the whole thing is you'll knock out the first one. But so Chewy ended up doing this one. But if you could see this on the back with the headstock, so he put St. Dime on the back there. So but yeah, Chewy was like, "Oh, wait till you, Jack. I'll put something. I'll add something to the, you know, to it when you check it out."
Little
but yeah,
Easter
so.
egg.
Obviously, Chewy knocked it out on this guy, so but that's the St. Dime Warhammer over there.
Which one do you use? You know, that's a special guitar to pull out. What songs do you use it on?
Yeah, as soon as we come out, so you know you got to honor St. Dime over there. So that's our first guy. So you know.
Perfect.
But yeah, as soon as the kabuki goes down, the curtain drops, and we start dancing. First thing you see is St. Dime.
That's perfect.
So I look back on, you know, with St. Rhodes and Eddie and, you know, King Edward and everything like that. So how the guys would always, you know, even me with my early days with Ozzy, it was so I must have brought like 4 guitars out on the road.
Yeah.
And you know, like with Randy, I mean, it was always so funny, you know, those iconic shots of him sitting on the couch that Neil Lozar took, where he's sitting backstage at the LA Sports Arena.
Yeah.
And you know, he's sitting there with the black Jackson, the black Concorde. He's got the polka dot V. He's got his Sandoval, he's got his Les Paul, and he's got the white Concorde that Mike Shannon made. So, but that's 4 guitars, man.
Yeah.
That he's bringing out on the road. God forbid something happens to one of the guitars. Somebody knocks it over accidentally, breaks a headstock.
Yeah.
I mean, or they get lost. I mean, I'm just saying, we got four fiddles, and you're doing a world tour in arenas, you know, like on a Diary of a Madman tour. So. It's like, I mean, when you really think about it, it's kind of insane.
Yeah.
That, you know, that Randy didn't even have duplicates of the. At least we'll come out with 8 guitars. We'll get you another Les Paul custom, a white one, and get you backups of the polka dot V, the you know, the Concords, whatever. So at least you got 8 guitars, and just in case one of them, even if they go out of tune, and you still want to play the same guitar. Yeah. So, and you know, and then King Edward always changing the necks on you know, the Frankenstrat and everything like that. It was like, you know, I'm saying on all the forum boards, everyone, you know, us all talking about, oh, Eddie changed the neck on this one. Look at the headstock's different on this one or whatever. But it was the same body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, as far as like, you know, now owning obviously my own company, it's just like, if you told me, you know, I had 12 Warhammers sitting out here, and it was just like, you were like, Zach, can you grab me 2 of them, one for my niece and one for my nephew, you know, because they're playing, I want to get them as a present or something. Pick me 2 good ones. Like, I never understood that. It's like going to McDonald's, going, can you get me 2 good Big Macs? They're all the same, man. No matter whether you're in Seattle, New Jersey, Japan, England, you know, you get a Big Mac, they all taste good.
I mean, it's got your name on it, so it's got to be.
No, but they should be. Yeah, as soon as right out of the case, the guitar should play. I've never, you know, with all my Epiphones, all my Gibsons, whatever, you know, I never had any issues with that. They were all crushing. So you know, you just pick them up and you play them, and there was never any bad ones. That shouldn't happen. Like me with EMGs when I started playing them, I remember. One of my guitar students at the time, this was before Oz, so I never had anybody have to try and sell me on them, you know what I mean, or whatever. But I was just one of my students at the time. I had like a 78 Marshall combo, 50 watter. It sounded great, by the way. So I was playing through that, and he had a Fender Jaguar, and you know, it's thin body guitar and everything like that. I was just like, wow, what are those pickups in there? Because oh, they're called EMGs. You got to put a battery in your guitar. I was like, battery in your guitar? I had no idea, you know, because I just had PAFs in mine. I plugged this guitar in, his guitar. I hit like a G chord on this thing, just an open G, and I was like, wow, that's what that amp's supposed to sound like. It almost sounded like between my Les Paul that had my stock PAFs in there, and this thin guitar, it was just like, it sounded like you just took a moving blanket and took it off the cabinet. Like I could hear all the highs, the lows, the mids, the bottom end. I was just like, and the clarity. I could hear everything. Whereas on my guitar, it was like, you know, all you hear is, it's all muffled, and it just sounded like there was a film over it. And then, yeah, so I mean, right there, that's what the EMGs, because it's a pickup. You know, when you really think about it, I mean, the pickup is your microphone.
It's the voice.
So whether you're singing out of a $12,000 Telefunken mic in the studio, you can hear the clarity on that thing compared to, you know, any other microphones, you know, like a little microphone that you're going to buy that's, you know, $100. You know what I mean? You got a $12,000 microphone. There's a reason why it's 12 grand, but I mean, it's just the clarity, you know. So, I mean, for me, that's what it, with the EMGs, that's why I've always, like, why would I use anything else other, I mean, I still love all, you know, obviously for, you know, you want to get Trower sounds and this and that and Hendrix and everything, you need a single coil pickups, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, there is no right and there is no wrong, but I mean, I'm just saying, if you get something that you like, and that's
But it
what
adds
you
to the
use.
consistency that you're speaking about. The sound, you pick up the guitar, you know with those EMGs in there, it's going to have a more like continuity between all the guitars than maybe like guitars with humbuckers or standard pickups, because they, you know, they can get underwound, or guy that off day on a Friday, where these are they're
gonna, exactly, like the guitars are all gonna sound, you know, they all sound slamming. I don't worry about, like, just make sure you give me St. Dime, or, you know, give me the red pinstripe Dragon. So it's just like, I don't have there's not a favorite guitar. Well, like, if I don't have this guitar, I can't play. I don't understand that either. So I mean, I should be able to put any guitar in your hand and it should sound slamming.
Yeah.